Okay, your hair is so sick. You must get that a lot, but that is sick. That is one sick hairdo.
Thank you. You're the best.
I wish I could say when I wake up in the morning, my hair's like sticking up that it's a good look on me, but it's not.
From the top.
Give me that beat, DJ.
The KFM Top 40 with Carl Wastie. Your 40 biggest hits
Across the Cape.
So, Ella Henderson, welcome to KFM 94.5. It is so great to chat to you. Actually, finally chat to you because I've been wanting to chat to you for ages because the songs that you've dropped in the past, they have been incredible. Like, for instance, there was a track where there was one day where I got ghosted and then I heard your song.
I keep going to the river to pray, 'cause I need.
Then I went to the river to pray just to see if we could get this thing going. And then what happened was I was like, hold on, right? Let's just go home together with yourself.
Let's go home together.
And then I realized that your own company is so good. And then I went home together with myself. And then I just actually realized at that point that this relationship with yourself is real.
This is real.
It's really real. It's the relationship you have with yourself, if you think about that, okay? And then just when I thought about that, I was like, you know what, Carl? The reality is that we got love. And that's how your music has inspired me. That really was the premise for this interview, Ella Henderson.
That was amazing. That was like the best interview intro I've ever had. Love it. I love it.
Okay, first and foremost, what are you up to right now? I just want to make sure I'm not disturbing anything interesting. I know that you may have like a run of interviews going, but are you just chilling? Like, what does a normal Friday or whatever Saturday look like for you?
So today I'm currently prepping for, I'm shooting a music video for something exciting next week. So, and I'm actually flying to Barcelona for it. So we're literally just back and forth sorting all of that out and sorting the video treatment out. So it's exciting, creative stuff, but quite stressful at the same time. And actually the UK's weather, we've just got like our first little glimmer of sunshine at the moment. So everyone is just drinking at the pubs outside.
Coincidentally, Cape Town, South Africa, we got our first glimpse of a bit of rain and our winter season. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, of course, because it's like complete opposite, isn't it? But
that's it.
I do love South Africa though. I came over, it was like 3 years ago, I think. I came to a safari. Yeah.
And you didn't tell me. Thanks.
I know. Do you know what? It was like I actually, I bought the safari on some kind of like auction when I got quite drunk for a charity and ended up buying it. And then I realized I hadn't been on it. So I was like, right, I better go to South Africa and see all the animals. And do you know what? It was an experience of a lifetime. It was incredible.
So which part? Was it like a Kruger National Park or was it there?
We flew into Johannesburg and then we flew to Richards Bay.
Okay, I got you. I
realized as well, I have a massive fear of planes anyway and flying. I'm not the best flyer. And I didn't realize when I got to the airport at Johannesburg to get to Richards Bay, it's a propeller plane. And I almost refused to get on the flight. But then when they told me it was like a 20-hour bus journey, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to get on this plane.
Yeah, I think I choose the plane as well. I mean, you know, there are a lot of like bad connotations around planes. I know, especially with musicians and planes. So yeah. I can understand the anxiety, but you picked it well. And I hope the safari was good because that could be the start of some other tours down here, you know, when you are ready with a good tour schedule for Southern Hemisphere.
People, you guys are so cool and so chilled, and like you're very much like the British because you're very upfront and very honest and real, which I love. And then in the same token, just like a little bit more of a chilled back attitude, which I really like.
Well, that's exactly it. We do like a bit of a drink here and there. I'm being diplomatic. It's a euphemism. But we do like a little bit of drink, little touch, then maybe a little dance, and then we're good to go.
In fact, one of my favorite shots that I do with all my friends. I don't know if it's a South African thing or not, but I got introduced to it in South Africa as a Springbokie.
Oh, come on! Yes, peppermint pure and
the
amarula.
Yeah. So literally, like when we have friends over, one of the first drinks we make everyone do is a Springbokie.
I'm so impressed with you. But also,
like I took a lot of the things that they showed me and I was like, oh, I actually like this. And the wine was amazing. I'm not just going to talk about the alcohol and stuff.
yeah, I feel like let's focus on why we're chatting today, because you've got a new album out. You've got a song that has already hit the KFM Top 40, which is amazing. So it just shows you the power of just your music, even down here. Just to think about you recording something on that side of the world and having an impact everywhere, like in Australia and New Zealand and South Africa. Just as an artist, what does that feel like? Because you're no longer a local artist. You're an international artist. It's got to do something for you on a morale level.
It's just very surreal. Like, I don't think you ever get used to the fact that, you know, because writing for me is like therapy, and I've always written music and I play the piano and I write songs literally to just get my thought process out. And a lot of the time it's like word vomit. And to know that something that has helped me to get it out of my system, then my fans hear it and to hear them enjoy it. But I guess it's just another thing when your music travels, because it's something that you dream of it. But when it actually happens, it's a surreal thing. And I don't think you ever quite understand it until you get on a plane and you visit that place and you hear your song maybe like played on the radio there. That's when it really does hit you, and you're like, because I have friends as well, like you just said, in countries that you mentioned, when they're away or abroad on holiday, and they'll be in some random bar somewhere like in like the Ritz of nowhere, and they'll be like, mate, your song's playing in this bar, and I'm like, how is this possible? Like, it is really, really cool, and I'm just grateful for it, you know. Like, I love traveling, I love performing, and you know, I think with everything we've gone through in the world over these last couple of years with COVID and all of that, like, I think when everything eventually starts to fully open up, I cannot wait to just like visit everywhere and see my fans, do shows and tour in places that I thought I'd never get to visit in my lifetime.
I think I'm just going to entertain you with Springbokies when you are down here for the after show. I think that's the whole vibe. We're going to do that. That's it there. And this album of yours is pretty incredible. In fact, it's very incredible. Chapter 1 was a sensation. But this one it's perfectly named number 1. Everything I didn't say. No, because I feel like a lot of artists, there are a lot of pieces of paper. They write down these things like, okay, I need to write down this thing about, you know, I knew you were in my heart from the start, but it was an art to see you. Okay. And then you never really get to see everything because there's got to be melody and rhythm, and some of those things never get said. Yeah. And now I look at this and you have 16 tracks on this thing. So clearly you had a lot that you didn't say. Yeah. Just to go through the track listing: Emotions, What About Us, Ugly, Let's Go Home Together, we know that one. Brave, we know that one too. Out My Head, Thank You for the Howl, Sorry That I Miss You, Everything I Didn't Say, Emotions, I'm Fine. Bad News, as well as Cry on My, Good Things Take Time, Northern Lights, Set in Stone, Body, Places. There's an eclectic bunch of things that you haven't said. Putting this all together and choosing 16 of what I believe could have been a lot more, how difficult was that to kind of get all this together?
I mean, it was. This album's been 8 years in the making, so there was like nearly 300 to 400 songs to like pull from. And I think it's funny, you know, I think I definitely had my favorites the whole way through, and I wanted to make sure every single track discusses and talks about a different part of my life or a different subject matter, and you know, it's a different form of relationship. You know, there's a lot of stuff included in this record, not just to do with like heartbreak or love, it's to do with friendships and realizing like your worth and who your real friends are, and my self-worth and my growth as an individual. Like, I've never really spoken about myself before in music, and there's quite a lot of that on this album, which was that I kind of like uncovered and discovered about myself. And I think that was just a healthy thing for me to do anyway, because I started writing this record when I was like in my late teens, and I'm 26 now. So you really do hear the transition of a teenager becoming a young woman in this album. And all of its, you know, kind of good, bad and ugly truths to it. And I just wanted it to create something that felt really real and honest for me, because that makes me feel the most comfortable anyway as an artist as well. Like, I just want my fans to know that I'm very transparent.
I applaud artists like you who are honest, who are not just there for, let's make a radio hit, who are there to say, I got a story to tell. Take a listen to everything I didn't say. I think that's the power of the whole thing. So I for one is, you know, I'm like a avid reader of music, and you're the author, which is even better. And I look at a song like Brave and I find so much comfort in a song like that. Somebody, you know, telling you you're going to get through something, no matter what it is. It could be COVID, it could be a situation in your life, it could be a breakup. a song as really eclectic in meaning as Brave, you got to be proud of that one. It was a very, very powerful song to release, because so many people, when I play it, have had that impact, saying, Carl, I needed this song today. Thank you so much for playing it.
Yeah.
And to know your music has that impact, that's got to be impactful for you and therapeutic maybe for you as well.
It is, and I think it is surreal, because Brave in particular is a song that really helped me personally, and I related to the lyrics more than ever in the last 18 months of my life, going through, my own personal struggles with, anxiety and mental health and stuff. So I feel as though the song for me means that, but listening to everybody's, relationship of how they've kind of like been tied into this song, it means something to every different person I speak to. And I think that like you just said, that's the power of the vehicle of a song and music. And, it is an incredible thing. And I think if there's just like one song on the album that can help someone through something, or they can relate to it and be like, oh, okay, I am normal. That is so normal to feel that way. That's kind of what these songs are for. And I suppose, in particular, Brave, that for me is like, I had to come in first with that single off the album. I feel as though it was like, it felt like a nod to my past, like Ghost, with like its soulful elements, and it had quite, it's got big gospel elements to it. But in the same token, I feel like it's probably pushing my production a little bit more into a different realm, and it's still really empowering. I feel like I love anything with a lyric that can be really emotional and talk about, quite a heavy subject, but you see light at the end of the tunnel with it, and I think that's what Brave is.
I completely agree. That was absolutely amazing to hear you say exactly what we hear from that. So Ella, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for the music and for your honesty. And I cannot wait to see you down in Cape Town, South Africa for a Springbokie and a good party.